Oh, yay!
Yay! How are we doing? How are all the wee doggies out there in Sunday land, if you're watching on a Sunday?
Yeah, well, welcome to everybody who's joined us here in the sanctuary. So nice to see you, Anne and Sina. And welcome to everybody that's on the radio and later who might be watching on YouTube. What a gorgeous, gorgeous day. I feel very at peace and at home, and have just so enjoyed this day with all of you so far, and we have so much more to go tonight. I mean, I'm so thrilled about it. Sundays are indeed our favorite day over here because we get to
I don't know, I just
spend it with you guys, and we love that.
There's nowhere else we'd rather be. And this is a really unusual lineup tonight. It's never going to. It's going to rarely line up this way. So we're going to have an unusual lineup tonight.
How do you mean?
Well, there's a new program I hear that's going to be on the schedule
yes, of
tonight.
Course.
It's never been on Sundays before.
Yes,
I don't know.
Right after this today is. Oh, hey, there's Connie and Ellen. Hey, y'all.
I know.
Oh, wow. Cheers. Let's give cheers to Connie and Ellen because they missed our 2-drink minimum song.
I know. So sing at home. Grab a drink grab the drink of your choice.
And here we are. You look so comfy out there on the patio.
I know.
That looks lovely. I know. So yes. So tonight's lineup is different, but it's going to stay that way for the foreseeable future as we do. So tonight, after Church of the 2-Drink Minimum, Glen and Reverend Jacqueline will be doing their program, Herein Lies the Peace of God, which is so great because we're all talking and chatting about NTI, and you're in NTI.
We're doing the 4 principles. So this is like only the 3rd episode, and we're looking at basically chapter 7 of Luke. Wow. I believe we're going to talk and share about it. And what Jacqueline and I really like to do in Hiltpog is to talk about how the practical application of these ideas.
Yeah.
Right? So they're actually the blood and guts, 3-dimensional form of like how we recognize and work with these principles in ourselves and in our own lives, often telling stories about how we learned this idea or how we didn't learn this idea sometimes. Right?
Well, it's just such a great discussion. I'm so glad that we're going to, share it in the sanctuary on Sundays. So that's wonderful. And then, of course, we have Regina's teachings, which we'll all get to listen to and talk about. And then tonight's business meeting, I think, later on. But exactly. So it's going to be a lovely, lovely evening. I want to start us off.
Member meeting.
Thank you. Yeah. I want to start us off.
Such good feedback last time.
I know, and I've been singing it all week.
I know.
So it's like...
So we're going to do Nights in White Satin.
Which was gorgeous. Haven't heard that in so long.
I know.
And it was so fun to hear that
it was a lovely message this morning.
Thank you, Reverend Billy. Yeah. That was totally fun.
Sent me on a rabbit hole about that song, though. That was really fun.
It was fun, and I wish I knew how to play it, and I would play it if I knew how to play it. But we're gonna do our new favorite sing-along.
Back by popular demand.
Which is, of course, I Am That I Am That I Am, sung to the tune of House of the Rising Sun. But I'm going to do Amazing Grace. Oh, yay. Yeah. Ellen liked that idea. So I'm going to do Amazing Grace at the beginning. So this is how I sing Amazing Grace, if you're going to sing it with me. Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that taught my heart to sing. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. And then we'll do I Am That I Am. It's so much fun. Okay, here we go. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that taught my heart to sing. I once was lost, but now I'm so much fun to sing. I'm glad you guys like it.
It's been an all animals week here this weekend. All animals, all the day long.
We do have a lot of cute animals. We got our Gracie. She may be showing up here in a minute.
I know.
So,
did you notice what happened in the course yesterday?
Oh, yesterday?
Or like
or
today?
A couple days ago.
Yeah, like today.
Right.
We changed it. We changed focus this week, right?
Oh.
You see that? You see where we changed focus?
Well, I'm not sure.
We started this section called "What is the Body?" Right?
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
we started the new section because the second half of the course is really evolved or talks about different parts. And so you're singing today,
right?
I am what I am because we are in that part in the course, and no things are accidents, as we all know. We're in that part of the course where we're actually working with our own projection in order to discover our own beliefs that are standing in the way of our ability to connect with others, which is the oneness and is the being. So the blocks to love's awareness is us.
Our thoughts, perhaps.
Things that we get, things that we want to be true that aren't true.
Right.
That we want to put up this filter, this thing that we desperately want to see, and we that's called in the way a lot of this. We understand how this works is projection. I send out into the world messengers that confirm my beliefs.
Right.
I only look at evidence that supports the belief that I'm awful. Or that we live in a broken world. Right.
Or whatever.
Only read and look and talk to people that agree that that things. And I wonder why this. I can't. There's no relief from this internal suffering I have. Well, I'm not being myself, and I'm not relating to the world in reality. I'm actually outside of reality, complaining about the truth because I can't see it. And that's the blocks to the awareness of love's presence. And the major way that we do this is we say, I'm located between here and here. Right.
Our belief
or I'm
in the
or
body.
I'm this body, I'm this thing. Yolanda, it was so fun this week. I ran across a neuroscientist.
Oh, yeah.
And he was talking about they were connecting people's sense of their brain, and they were saying they couldn't tell the difference. In your brain can't tell the difference between when it meets a dog and when it meets another person.
Really?
Or recognizes a plant, or recognizes the other thing. The same part in your brain lights up. So you call all of these things yourself. Your brain and your neurochemical things. Your brain is like going, it's all me. As a way of interacting. That's why you care about everything.
Well, that's fascinating. I don't remember that. If you showed it to me, I didn't remember that.
Well, there's no way of telling. You can't. We were talking about this in meditation. You can't go far enough in to find an end to who you are.
Right.
Nor can you go far enough out where you feel like you're not. Right. We did that in the meditation this morning. It was very fun. That was a lot of fun. So this I am that I am that I am that I am.
I know I could just sing that forever.
Is because we can see ourselves as not the body. The body is, she says, the Course says, the body is a fence.
Right.
Body is also a learning device. Right. We know that. We live that. So the body is a dream.
Yeah.
Right. It, like other dreams, it sometimes seems to picture happiness, but can quite suddenly
revert to fear.
Oh, I know.
When dream is born.
I know. That's called a pink cloud, isn't it? So the body is a means. The body. See, this is where it gets useful. The means by which God's Son returns to sanity. So your body actually could be the very way that you become sane again. And our body is all material world. To learn about and interact with others as this being, where the body isn't an obstacle to peace. What would the world be like if the body wasn't an obstacle to our peace? What kind of interactions would we have?
Wow.
And we find out in lesson 261.
Which is today's lesson, right? Yeah,
today's lesson. And the answer is, what would we find out if all this was true and we lived about it?
Mm-hmm.
God is my refuge and security.
God is my refuge and security.
So
yes.
It would create a world or a mind that is safe, that is a refuge that you're interested in going into. Right?
Yeah.
God is my refuge. This present moment, this interesting thing that we're all about. So what happens when you realize that you're not your body and you're not a material thing that's going to live and die? That you're not the one that's breathing, you're the thing that's making it breathe. Right?
Yeah. Boy.
So that's if we know this, how do we act like it, and what kind of ways in which this matrix or this being exists, it has a consciousness. And what would it do in these? It's just as the learning with this learning device, the learning how are you going to help me, and the world is going to help make me sane if I know what it is.
Well, and also, like, this lesson is so great because the first line says, I will identify with what I think is refuge and security. So even if it's not God,
I know. Oh, yeah.
You're going to
go where you think it's safe, even if it's not.
Right.
Because they don't know better. Or you do.
I will behold myself where I perceive my strength and think I live within the citadel where I am safe and cannot be attacked. Let me today seek not security in danger.
But doesn't work.
Nor attempt to find my peace in murderous attack. Isn't that interesting?
Means and ends.
Yeah.
Means and ends. That's why they say pray for your energy and be the change you want to be in the world.
Truly.
Because that's what works.
God is my refuge and security. And, it's been fun in the meditations, in the awareness meditations in the morning to put all these words together, God, Holy Spirit, and awareness, and see how all of these words intersect. So my awareness is my refuge and security. My peace is my refuge and security. All of that is within me. I can bring my thoughts to my awareness. Hey, George! And that's a healing thing, So, just very quickly, I want to say happy birthday to George because I know I know you had a fun birthday. I saw the pictures and I was thinking that was wonderful. So, so let's do our meditation.
I just want to, this as a reminder that I was just thinking, I was really prompted, like, there are 3 refuges in Buddhism.
Oh, right.
The Buddha, the Sangha, and the truth. So that's us. So it's really interesting that we're not separate. We're not separate from the truth.
Right.
We're not separate from the Buddha. We're not separate from the Sangha. We're all of those things. And the refuge is sometimes in different places, and to remind the reminder that there's always safety here, and it is in reality, right?
God is my refuge and security. I love that. Totally love that. Okay,
let's be with that for a moment.
Yeah, let's be with that for a moment. Here we go. We're gonna breathe and exhale, and the last time breathe on an Om, and then I'm gonna play the meditation music live. So there'll be a little moment of transition there. So here we go. What joy, what peace as we come together once again in this sanctuary to co-create a circle of unconditional love where we invite everything that we like and everything that we do not like, so we can look at it all and bring our thoughts to awareness and know that God is my refuge and my security. What joy! What joy bringing our fears, our thoughts to the light for healing, for understanding, for knowing, for remembering who we really, truly are. We are light. Blessed be. And so it is. The pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. Sing it with me again. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. The skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all a star, a piece of it all. I am light. One last time, here we go. I am light, I am light. Thanks to India Ari for that beautiful, beautiful song.
It's true.
I love that song.
Do you have a mantra practice? I mean,
we
kind of have a mantra practice. I don't know. We listen to a lot of mantras in this house, and we're always looking for like really wonderful, cool artists and mantras. So.
And Sina plays so much from our playlist, from our personal playlist, which is like so fun. Oh, and by the way, Sina, I love what you're wearing today. It's such a beautiful top. It's gorgeous. I love that color. So, where are we?
Well, if anybody wants to do the math of divide, if you multiply 12.8 times 52, you'll come up with 669. So you're if you want to read the Course in Miracles, you got to read about 12, 13 pages a day. So if you do the math, you'll find yourself
with a little cute
mouse. I know, we're going to talk about that. There's an image of the day. Who knew? We're chapter 22, Salvation and the Holy Relationship. This is section 6, Salvation and the Holy Relationship. In this section, she's really talking about the beginning of it's partnerships. How do we kind of, I don't want to say how do we be a citizen, but I want to say how do you be a good friend? Now, how are you a good friend to yourself? How are you just plain old a good friend? Like we talked about last week, it's like every relationship you have, the Course in Miracles puts down an idea that each one of those relationships has a child. The child of the thing that you create, the God of awareness that you create when you are with this other person that's more than you. That's kind of how I experience other people. I experience other people as more than me, but more.
Interesting. And so you're describing that relationship,
and that's actually as a child. That's what the course does that.
The Course does that. How
and then the Course is going to say, okay, if you can do that, you can work with that. I got another metaphor for you. What if every time you got frightened, or there was a conflict in your workplace, or your relationship, your partnerships, or your friend group? What if every time there was a conflict, you understood that the fear was about as consequential as a cute little mouse? What if you knew that it was the roaring of a mouse instead of the voice of truth and destiny?
Oh, you mean your thoughts?
Your little mouse of fear.
Thoughts of fear.
Right,
okay.
your little mouse of fear.
Show them the mouse.
Okay. Let's see if I could get this up here. Is it this one?
The Rocky Reckonhard thing.
Is it this one?
No, that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see if you can see this. Can you see this little guy? Can you see this little guy? That's so what cute. The Course wants you to bring up when you think of fear. This is who's speaking. This is what's speaking.
He's so cute, though.
This is a golden mouse. Just in case you want to go look that up. So I love this idea that she's constantly giving us tools to be a better friend to our own mind. Right? Tools to be a better friend to each other. Tools to be a more cooperative member of our sacred practice communities. Maybe.
That's lovely. A friend to your own mind. Sometimes we forget that.
And so the way she wants to do this is she wants to talk to you about your weakness and defensive-ness.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Pretty useful in a friend group, wouldn't you say? Defensiveness, or any like workplace thing, or being out in public. Wouldn't you want to have an idea of what defensiveness was?
Yeah, because she always says
family groups, family dynamics. Ever been defensive around your family?
I know.
Does your family make you defensive?
We're gonna test it out this Thanksgiving. I
know
think.
we are.
We're gonna go. We haven't been to our family Thanksgiving in years, so. But we're gonna test it out.
So read this out. So it's a fairly short lesson, because you're gonna understand more of this than actually she kind of lets on that we do, because we talk around this idea a lot. But think about weakness and defensiveness and this idea of a mouse. It's only 6 paragraphs, so it's chock full. Yolanda, would you read? Just go read the first paragraph.
Yeah, it's so
just
cool.
Right out.
All right, so this is chapter 22, Salvation in the Holy Relationship, and section 6, which is called Weakness and Defensiveness. So anyway, it starts like this. How does one overcome illusions?
Good question.
It is a good question. Surely not by force or anger, nor by opposing them in any way.
Oh, I beat my anger and my stuff back down into my. I just use the force of my will and just beat it back down inside. That's what I do.
Well, maybe that's not a good choice.
Let's find out what happens. Let's find out what happens.
Merely by letting reason tell you that they contradict reality. Okay, I'm going to read that again. How does one overcome illusions? Surely not by force or anger, nor by opposing them in any way, merely by letting reason tell you that they contradict reality. There you go. Reason, which she was talking about last time. Okay, reality opposes nothing. Hello.
Rest, accept, and
And
trust.
trust, yes.
Good.
What merely is needs no defense and offers none.
Ooh.
Only illusions need defense because of weakness.
Ooh.
Everything that needs defense, you do not want. For anything that needs defense will weaken you.
Oh.
How about that? Wow.
I know. Does anybody feel like, anybody feel called out at this moment? Do you need a moment to be? Did it be a moment to be alone? Look, defensive. Come to the real ease of seeing defensiveness and your own leap to defend something about yourself as a pointer to what is not true, as a pointer to the illusion, the impulse to defend.
Yeah,
should ask you to. I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's okay.
Should cause you to have inquiry.
Yeah.
Right. You're saying, I don't need to fight with illusions. You know why? Because they're illusions.
Right.
Because they're not true. I don't need to spend my my precious life energy on. But we do. It's okay. Remember, and she says, look, you're the strong one in this relationship of your mind, and you've got God on your side and all of reality. So when you side with that, you're going to end up okay. Even though it might look like it, you still have to walk through your fear. You can be afraid and right. We all know this, but eventually the momentum kicks in and the fear goes away. That's what we're looking at, because you see through it. It just doesn't have the appeal. It just doesn't have the appeal, because you go, please.
Yeah.
We're the strong one. You know why? Because you're literally made for this. She says you have the body and the whole thing and the apparatus. You've got the apparatus and the learning device to be given to you, the perfect one to do the thing that you need to do. So excited about this is your life, and it's happening because it's the best thing. Everything is supporting you. You've got it all, but oh man, I'm so helpless.
Illusion.
So the method is accepting what is. Right? Because you want to be able to examine it. I want to know what is so I can work with what is and make good choices. Because if we're really able to examine what is, as we've been learning in here, that they reflect my beliefs. What I'm is and my experience and everything is just reflecting my beliefs. I have it because I want to. Why are things this way? It's because I worked so damn hard to get them this way. That's why they're this way. So the warning here is notice when your energy is leaving you. Notice when you are participating in limiting yourself, limiting others, creating restrictions, not boundaries, not healthy boundaries. We're talking about creating restrictions and limiting yourself and others, limiting your own mind and all of this. Be careful of the energy to do that, because she says when the energy to do that is actually you're experiencing your own draining of energy. Just the act of trying to do all of that is pulling energy and use and presence and your ability to make good decisions outside of your purview, outside of your ability to be present with them, gives us the energy, or actually returns the energy from giving it away.
Right.
She wants to help you discover where you're leaking.
Where you're leaking.
Right? Where we're leaking. I'm mad.
Okay.
This thing is like this triggering mad thing. Every single time I go by this billboard, it's like, well,
you're leaking.
Figure out, why why this is a punch in the gut every single time you walk by this thing,
It's really funny because Well, for many reasons, because, I have been experimenting with this and bringing my thoughts to my awareness. And when I get all worked up about something, I'm getting better. I'm getting better at it.
She is.
I am. Just right before we came on the program, I was getting a little flustered here, and I realized that I was.
We have a checklist.
Yeah, and I got a little flustered, and then I realized that I was, and I brought it to my awareness, and I stepped
that
back.
True?
Yeah, is that true? Like what I'm twirling around about, So this is very helpful.
The mouse, you see it for the mouse that it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
The little thing.
So she continues. So this is the second paragraph. Okay.
Consider what the ego wants defense for.
Just keep going. Just read that.
Always to justify what goes against the truth. That's what the ego wants defense for.
I know. Can't you see this? This is that energy.
Always to justify what goes against the truth, flies in the face of reason, and makes no sense. Can this be justified? What can this be except an invitation to insanity to save you from the truth? And what would you be saved from but what you fear? Belief in sin needs great defense and enormous cost.
There's the energy leaking again. Do you hear this? At enormous cost.
Yeah, see that. All that the Holy Spirit offers must be this is the ego's.
This is the
ego's idea. That all that the Holy Spirit offers must be defended against and sacrificed, for sin is carved into a block out of your peace and laid between you and its return. She gets all twisted there at the end.
I love that. I love the imagery though. That goes, okay, so what's between you and having what you want?
Right.
The piece that you think has been stolen from you has been carved out into a block that you cannot overcome. The sin, the broken world cannot be overcome. It's consider what the ego wants defenses for. If we're working on all of that, what do you think we're not seeing? I don't know, connectedness, glory, the being, the joy of existence, how great it is to be me,
I love how she says, right after that sentence, always to justify what goes against the truth and flies in the face of reason and makes no sense.
Because you need to be saved from the self. Who wants to be you?
Oh, goodness.
Defense is here to justify the illusion. It's the same thing. It's just to justify the illusion. That's why she says, catch yourself letting your energy get used to try to prop up what isn't true. The question is, what am I defending? If you can if you can catch yourself, now I'm defending. What am I defending? What am I really defending? And maybe you could back off earlier. Find a way to do that. Stop.
I did it. I backed off.
So the realization is my belief is creating this suffering because it's creating the need for something else. My belief is creating the need for something else that now I have to go and change because the world is now broken. Do you see? It's like now you're in the world and you're done. Now you have to use your awareness to climb out. It's a practice. It's a habit. Skills development. Yeah. So the problem is, I still have a belief in sin. Now, I've been really this kind of a subplot for this year's thing is every year has sort of a theme for me. This year it's really a lot about togetherness. But one of the subplots is all these definitions she has for sin, and I'm beginning to put them together. Like think about how she uses them. It's the irresistible idea that it's the idea that evil is irresistible and permanent, and has the ability to overcome good.
Right.
It's gonna win. It's possible. It could win. Evil could win. It could happen. That's sin. That's kind of like what I'm beginning to understand. It's like sin. It's like even to entertain that, even to say, okay, I'm going to prove that sin doesn't exist, opens up the idea that we're now debating reality.
Right.
Please examine it, but it's like, you could still tip over into this idea of giving legitimacy or giving solidity to something that's not worth it. I mean, just a one of the warnings that she gives, that there is the belief in this irresistible evil, the belief that there is a broken world that cannot be overcome. It's the I am bad belief.
It's just that we're swimming in, I see
I'm
it more
broken.
clearly.
I'm broken. The world is broken. There's nothing I can do.
Everybody's
I can't
broken.
do anything. We can't do anything. It'll never be enough. Go, just, and I'll go eat worms.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. And so this translates into what this chapter is all about. What does this idea have to do with what we use these learning devices for? We think of ourselves as bodies. How do these get these? What's the idea that she wants us to be able to see through? And she goes, okay, partnerships are relationships, are friendships, our work group, family group, whatever it is. These tight knit groups, partnerships. Be very sure. She says that it's very difficult to have a relationship if one person is always the bad one. Right? Do you have a workplace where there's one person's the bad one and everybody like bonds over not liking this person?
That has happened.
That happens in politics a lot.
Yeah, well, sure. Of course.
So she makes a warning here not to bond over. Resistance, limit,
Let's say hi to Arizona.
Yay,
hey,
Lady Z in the house, Nova
here.
Scotia. So this principle applied to our bodies and how we live in the partnerships, like what we're moving through. This idea, the chapter is salvation and the holy relationship. So what is weakness and all of this have to do? Be careful or examine. If somebody is always the good one and somebody is always the bad one, or this group of people or that group of people are always the good ones or always the bad ones, you're dealing with the broken world problem in which there's nothing to be done, and it's an irresistible, immovable block of sin that's been carved out of your peace and chunked between you and the world. It's pretty graphic. So read this next bit.
Okay. See how the means and the material of evil dreams are nothing. In truth, you and your brother stand together with nothing in between. God holds your hands.
I know.
I love that. That's wonderful. God rests with you in quiet, undefended, and holy undefending. For in this quiet state alone is strength and power.
Okay, as contrast to weakness.
Yeah. Love rests in certainty. I love that.
I'm going to get that tattoo, I think.
In this quiet state alone is strength and power. I love that. God rests with you in quiet. I just so love that. You can
rest
always
in strength and power.
It.
God rests with me in strength and power. That's the contrast to this fear. So the quest is, she says this very clearly, the Course says this very clearly, can you see the peace that you found in you in others?
Their beings, yeah.
Can you rest in the quiet in yourself, in the self that, can you rest? Can you just not attack? Just rest. Can you rest in quiet? 'Cause that's where actual
the
strength and power is. And that's what you're trying to avoid with attacking or seeing yourself as broken, weakened, so you can get protection and coverage. I mean, you're actually lurking and seeking for peace. We're just thinking, if I'm a body, then peace and safety are also in a body. It's not true. It's the whole paradigm is we have to see through, which besides the reminder is the means and the material of evil dreams are nothing. I don't have to figure it out. I don't have to figure out the system that doesn't work, y'all. I don't have to get a PhD in, capitalist monetary theory in order to know what is mine to do in the world. It doesn't take all the information in the world to know what is mine to do in the world. Attack always is the presence of illusions. She says the means and the material of evil dreams, the way that the evil stuff is all supposed to happen and make sure that it overcomes good isn't effectual. It doesn't work. It doesn't have a foundation that actually makes it can't win.
Right.
So I'm weak is this idea that I need to do something because evil might win. Evil can win. Or beat or hurt me or overcome like whatever effort I'm making. The result is this understanding is that God is resting with us. Us. It's resting in the reliable us, not in me, in the reliable us. That's when she says, go to that quiet place where everybody is. Go to that quiet place where God rests within us. The wholeness, the completeness, what we seek, the safety and the trust that we seek rests within us. Because it doesn't need to defend anything.
Right. Oh gosh. That's
Love
lovely.
rests in certainty. I know what anything is, and you can talk all that smack about me and about me and my mom. It's never going to be true. Never going to be true. I ain't going to get mad at giving you attention for it either.
Hey, Jacqueline.
Yay! So God rests with us, where there is strength and peace. That's of course where it would be. It would be with what is, the truth of what is. So read this next bit.
I am. I want to just check the chat and see if anybody had anything to say there.
Oh yeah, we got
a few things.
We got a few minutes here.
See. Oh, Jacqueline, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Arizona's in the countryside.
Oh no.
We're having all good. Yay! Okay,
leave
cool.
Anybody out?
Yeah. We do. Okay, so here we are in paragraph 4. How weak is fear? Hello. How little and how meaningless. How insignificant before the quiet strength of those whom love has joined.
Oh.
This is your enemy, a frightened mouse that would attack the universe. How likely is it that it will succeed? Okay. But fear is a frightened mouse that would attack the universe.
So that's what I want us to see as this idea of sin, this idea of this evil that cannot be resisted, and it will forever true and may actually win someday. The fear versus the truth. The truth is joining those whom love has joined. To see the act of knowing ourselves as together, as us, as the being, as nothing else. That is the goal and the value of the interaction with the partnership. I know I care about you because you're me. I'm working the best for all and beings because turns out I'm all beings. And that I want the best I really do want the best. When everybody is good and healthy and everybody is, I get what I want. I have the world that I want. True. What is my goal? Express the goal. It's very interesting. It's counterintuitive to I need to stop, limit, control, make a plan, and all of this. It's really counterintuitive. Rest in quiet really is that feeling tone of the voice that, what I call the voice that likes you.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, when I hear that voice, I am sure. The love is sure. I know. It's us. So, there we go. So frightened mouse. So she says here to listen to the song of the universe. That's where the quiet place is. That's the quiet place. And we talk about here this heart song. We were even talking about it in Luke on Hillpog this last Wednesday. The heart song. Listen for the song of the heart that is played with your brothers or partners. However we are, wherever we are. Know that especially when we're feeling weak or fearful, to tap into this quiet place and listen for the song. Listen for the song of our heart, the song of what's real. The request is to notice what you think is strong and what you think is weak. Because then we can begin to understand where our beliefs are about where evil lurks and where defensiveness is needed. And where we think, it's a really good tool. Who's strong, who's weak, and begin to notice where that you think you are unhealable, broken, are weak, that it does need defense, but I do need to,
If I defend myself, I am attacked.
I know. It's really, there's another side. There's so many layers to that we won't even have, we could do a whole weekend on it. Yeah. So the note I'm giving myself is give, and she makes it very clear. She goes, look, giving into the mouse doesn't betray God. So don't worry about that. It doesn't betray yourself. It just means you gave in to the fear again. And you can ungive in.
Right.
You can take it back. You can take it back. Change your mind, like you say. Check it. You can take it back. If the faster you can do that, forgive yourself for siding with the mouse again, because let's face it, those are areas we need to heal, areas that are obstacles to peace, areas that we're creating, areas that we get juice and charge from, that we keep going back and back to, areas of our unconscious that we say are absolutely real and there's really just nothing we can do about them. And we call them our weaknesses. Examine what we call our weaknesses. There might be strengths in hiding. There might be strengths that will come about, or when we understand them, and heal what we're afraid of. Heal what we think needs, the truth that needs protecting about us.
Our mistaken
ideas, right? Yeah.
That we think is the truth about us.
Yeah, we think is the truth about us. Right. I'm never going to come out of the closet.
Right.
Or something like that.
Something so go ahead. Like that. All right. So the next thing is, if you but recognize how little stands between you and your awareness of your union, within you is a force that no illusions can resist.
Okay, she gives us the force. That's you. This
she
union,
said the force.
The force. This union is the force. Kind of interesting, right? So this union is the force. She says, the awareness of the union is the truth of what it is, and the temptation here is to believe in our weakness and our brokenness. All right, and that does need defense, right? So we want to be aware of when that comes. The appearance of the world must change, so I feel different is the feeling tone of this idea of weakness.
Right.
The appearance of the world must change so that I feel different. The truth is, within us, there's a force that cuts through illusion, like that sword that cuts through truth.
Yes.
And it's irresistible.
Yeah,
she said, right, because the truth is irresistible. Love is irresistible. The real thing is irresistible. That's you and it's me. It's the us we share. The thing, that's irresistible. The togetherness is irresistible. And it doesn't need defense. Examine where you find weakness in the force. Where do you still believe in your brokenness? Where do you think where do you think that we're incapable of healing you? Okay, the result is we see through the illusion. We just see through the brokenness. We just see through. We see through the sin, and we see through, and we know actually what to do and how to deal with it. So read this last bit, and we're done.
Forget not, when you feel the need arise to be defensive about anything, you have identified yourself with an illusion, and therefore feel that you are weak because you are alone. This is the cost of all illusions. Not one but rests on the belief that you are separate. For it is your unwillingness to overlook what seems to stand between you that makes it look impenetrable and defends the illusion of its immovability.
I know. So this is
the illusion of its
the illusion of its immobility, evil, right? The defensiveness is a pointer to my belief in separateness. The fear mouse screams and yells in a panic. Just notice. And remember to see the child of our relationship, this beingness that we have together. See the peace. See the peace, the certainty of being in other peoples. It'll help us get in place with this heart song, this that we're singing, this with everyone in the community, in this place. The strength of the force around us is in that joining in the song, participating consciously in this song of the universe, because there is no evil to battle, and we do not need to fight for what we do not want. The method, she says, is to forgive each other. Place nothing between you. Let nothing stand between you. And defensiveness is a really, really helpful pointer to find out what's standing between you and me and us working together to create the experience that we want.
Yes.
That's what we're doing.
It's a tool.
And I'm Reverend Glen Ganaway, your favorite anarchist preacher, and you're listening to Church with a Two-Drink Minimum, and this is the love of my life, the Reverend Yolanda. Mm-hmm. Here's to you.
Here's to y'all, family.
Tell them about the song, Yolanda.
Well, you picked it. It is Rockin' a Har, my version of my rock and roll version of Rockin' a Har. A prayer of protection. The light surrounds you. The love enfolds you. The power protects you. And the presence watches over you. Wherever you are, and all is well. Rockin' a heart. Rockin' a heart. Rockin' a heart. Barbarian. Gonna keep it paye. Conscious of Marian. Oh, up a day. I'm no navisarian. Saturday Kasum above the Calatarian. Suffering into Kadushta Kimea Bitarian. Tisa Hiba Kitega Nana Kamana Maya. Jesus Simarata Suka Hoy Saga Duka Jai. Rockin' a heart. Rockin' a heart. I am an expression of sacred mystery, living in and through me as divinity, showing the path of light that is ever unfolding, and all the love I need is in the journeying. When I feel the weariness, I see good company. I feel the love of dear friends and release anxiety. Then I remember who I am, and I become the Rockin' a heart. Rockin' a heart. When I feel the weariness, I see good company. I feel the love of dear friends and release anxiety. Then I remember who I am, and I become the way. Rockin' a heart. Rockin' a heart. Rockin' a heart.
Hey!
All right, everybody, thanks
Everybody
for
dancing
joining
around.
us. Yay! And
I see good company.
I know. And stay tuned for Herein Lies the Peace of God. So excited. Okay, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.